Alright guys, today we're talking 5 things I always take with me on a hike. Welcome back, and welcome to Matty Outdoors. If you are new here, this is Matty Outdoors, and I am Matty, and I freaking love backpacking and hiking. I'm into ultralight backpacking, I'm into hammock camping, I backpack a lot with my dogs. I don't know if you can see behind me, but I am Canadian. I go to a ton of awesome places in the Canadian Rockies. So if that sounds awesome to you at all, maybe think about clicking on the subscribe button over here. Anyways, like I said, today we are talking about 5 things that I always take with me when I go hiking. Alright, so the first thing that I always bring with me when I go on a hike is a buff. They come in a whole bunch of different sizes and colors. I got an Oilers one. This one's Canada. By the way, if you guys can let me know in the comment section down below, just let me know what country you're from. It's kind of cool to me to think that there's people in other countries that are watching me. So yeah, if you don't mind, just let me know in the comment section down below which country you watch me from. That's kind of cool to me. But anyways, back to the buffs. They come in a whole bunch of different styles, a bunch of different colors. My favorite way of wearing the buff is I usually wear it around my neck. I like dipping it in a creek, and I'll kind of let the cool water help cool down my carotid arteries. Helps me regulate my body temperature on a hot day. I also really like wearing it as a bit of a do-rag. As you can see, I kind of get a bit of a hair problem. And, you know, also, if anybody's got an idea for an ultralight hairbrush, let me know in the comment section down below. I could definitely use that. That would be sweet. But yeah, to do the do-rag, you flip it inside out, and I'll fold it, and then you lay it over your forehead, and then you just kind of peel it back over top, so you kind of get this little flap here at the back. And yeah, I like it. It just kind of helps keep the hair out of my eyes when I'm around camp. You know, I can throw my hat back on if the sun's out, whatever. But yeah, that's kind of one of my favorite ways of wearing the buff. I do also always carry a merino buff with me in my pack. I carry that for at night, and I'll use both buffs. I'll take the first buff, and I'll just kind of roll it up, scrunch it kind of like this. Make a bit of like an ear band to give me a little bit of extra coverage around my ears. And what I do with the merino one is I fold it inside out, and I take it, and I'll put it over my head, just down over top of the other one, and then at the top of my head I'll kind of pinch it off like this, give it a twist, and then find the opening at the top. There we go. And peel that down over my head, and that creates like a beanie or a toque. And yeah, this is what I wear on my head when I'm sleeping in my hammock, because with my top quilt, I don't have a hood like most mummy bags have a hood. I don't have a hood that goes over my head, and I don't like carrying a toque. It's heavy, so this is what I do. This is what I carry. It weighs about 2 1/4 ounces for my toque. So yeah, that's why I always carry a buff with me in my kit when I go hiking. Second thing we're going to get into, Leuko tape. What this stuff here is a muscle stabilizing tape, and it comes in a bigger roll. I've obviously got mine broken down and wrapped around a little piece of a gift card. I've got this down to 7 grams or 1/4 ounce. It's high strength muscle stabilizing tape. Now, I do carry about a 10-foot chunk of this. This is about a 10-foot chunk here. Maddie's got bad knees. Every now and then I do put some tape on my knees. I am not a medical professional, so I'm not going to get into that aspect of things, and I'm not going to show you how I tape my knees and stuff like that. That's not my thing. What I will recommend this for, though, is for blister maintenance. I have never found anything out there that sticks like this stuff does. Legitimately talking 25-kilometer day on the trail with a little square of this covering a hot spot, multiple water crossings, and I'm peeling this off at the end of the day. This stuff sticks like nothing else. If you have blister issues at all, seriously consider grabbing yourself a roll of this Leuko tape. This stuff is awesome. It is a total game changer when it comes to blister maintenance. That's why it's always, always, always with me when I go hiking. The third thing that I always take with me when I go on a hiking trip is my Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisper, coming in at 200 grams or 7 ounces. Extremely small, extremely lightweight, extremely compressible, and damn, it looks good too. Mine is the hooded version. These do come in a non-hooded version. I don't know what the weight difference is on that, but you know, I'm pretty sure you got the Google machine. You could probably look that up yourself. But yeah, it's got the hooded version. Zipper comes all the way up to your chin. The hood seals really well. I really like it. On each side at the fronts, you do have 2 zippered front pockets. Pretty awesome. Zipper does come all the way down. And then at the side, on the right-hand side, you've got this little shock cord toggle to cinch up the bottom to stop any drafts from getting out. On the inside of the pocket on the right-hand side, you'll notice that the zipper pull continues through on the other side. I don't know if you can see it here, but the zipper pull continues through, and the jacket actually folds up into its own pocket. I'll do that, and I'll show you how small this thing breaks down, because it is pretty tiny. So there you go. There it is. Ghost Whisperer completely broken down. Honestly, I don't usually store it like this, but I thought I would break it down, show you guys how small this thing breaks down. It kind of gives you an idea why this thing goes in my pack. It stores down so small. This compresses down even more. Yeah, this thing is wicked. Coming in at 12 grams or 3/8 of an ounce, the 4th item on my list that always goes with me on a hiking trip, a Bic Mini. Honestly, these things are so small, so compact, so lightweight. I carry 3 of these in my pack. I've got one in my cook kit, I've got one in my first aid kit, and I always carry one with me with my green stuff. Yeah, I can't underestimate how important to me the ability to start a fire is. I don't piss around with a flint rod, I don't piss around with a ferro rod. I want a surefire way to start a fire when I'm out there in the middle of the bush. That's why I always carry a Bic Mini with me when I go on a hiking trip. And the 5th thing that I always carry with me on a hiking trip is a headlamp. Personally, I'm not a fan of carrying a flashlight. I like putting a headlamp on my head and being able to be hands-free, and that way I have both hands to do what I want, and I can kind of shine the light wherever I'm looking. It's just, I don't know, it's super handy. That's what I prefer. I use a Black Diamond Revolt. You can probably tell I've removed the stock headband and I replaced it with some shock cord just to shave a little bit more weight off this thing. Mine comes in at 91 grams or 3 1/4 of an ounce. This thing shines at 300 lumens. It's got a whole bunch of different light settings. It's got the red setting so you get that up close light, so you're not blinding people when you're talking to them up close. It's got the strobe and it's got the SOS functions and stuff like that. It's also USB rechargeable on the side here, which is super awesome to me because I don't like the idea of carrying spare batteries anymore. I carry 1 battery bank and a charging cord, and I can charge any of my electronic devices with that battery bank. I mean, obviously, I make sure my devices are charged up before I go on a trip, but just carrying 1 battery bank to have the ability to recharge any of my devices instead of carrying a whole bunch of batteries saves weight. So yeah, that's why I love my Black Diamond Revolt, and that's why it's always with me on a hiking trip. Alright guys and gals, that was my 5 items that I always carry with me on a backpacking trip. As always, I am Matty. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.